Alright gang, here we are! Yes, that's right, at the flea market. After all, treasure can be found everywhere, including here. This happens to be the Golden Nugget Flea Market, located in Lambertville, New Jersey. And yes, it was a good time. Anyway, lots of stuff to see. Hey, I would like to hear from you. What is your best flea market find? Anyway, hey, just happen to make a comment down at the comment section. Anyway, gang, there was oh so much stuff to look at. Even a little standing turtle. Alright gang, here we are at the Mercer Museum. Yes, located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Anyway, the Mercer Museum was originated by Henry Chapman Mercer, who thought it was a good idea to preserve early American artifacts. And by the way, this museum happens to be poured concrete. And you'll come to see that Mr. Mercer had an affinity for poured concrete, even making his mansion out of such. But anyway, this museum for that time was so impressive that even Henry Ford visited the museum and really got the idea to start his own in Michigan, the Ford Museum. But anyway, gang, we are still treasure hunters. That's right, treasure hunting. But we are after education. We have so many fine examples of these early American artifacts that we find while treasure hunting in their whole form, complete, which is a rarity out in the field. It's not so much that we are actually trying to find stuff as we are gaining information that when we come across stuff, we can actually identify it. Education is wonderful, and we give many, many thanks to those folks there at the Mercer Museum to preserve all of these artifacts. But anyway, gang, hey, go ahead and take a look. I'm sure you'll see some stuff you'll recognize, including Mr. Cody there. And who hasn't found broken bits of pottery? But even Mr. Mercer has a heavy-duty collection of it. And, yeah, more and more and more. But it's wonderful to see it in its whole state instead of in broken bits that we come across in the fields and whatnot. And here's some cigar store Indians. I've never found one of those in the field yet, but they are still intriguing. And here's a fire engine. Never found one of those in the field either, but you never know. And of course, we have found hinges and door locks and keys, and it's just so nice to see it interpreted as you see here. After all, Mr. Mercer was a collector. This stuff he acquired for his museum. He didn't actually go out with a metal detector and find it. After all, metal detectors, I don't believe we're around yet. But just imagine what this guy could have done with an AT Pro, huh? But anyway, all these bits and pieces that we've come across are very well interpreted here. So much so that I've actually gone through my reject pile since being here and seeing if there was anything or any bits that I could kind of relook at, such as these. Here's a picture of these only because the handles and the door lock mechanisms is what would be left. Ah, flintlocks. Ah, yes. Metal bits of weaponry that we can still find while out treasure hunting. And of course, here we see it in their whole form. Ah, and then bullets. Oh, yes. Don't forget the bullets. But, yeah, gang. All this stuff. And here's a big iron pot. We find bits and pieces of those, don't we? I haven't found an anchor yet, but if I did, that would be awfully heavy to carry back to the car. But anyway, gang, if you ever have the chance to be in the area of Doylestown, Pennsylvania, do please stop. It is well worth the nominal admission price to see all this. Oh, and also, too, yet to come, even the Mercer House, Font Hill, you can actually pay your admission fee there at the museum to actually take a guided tour of that. And we'll include a picture or two of it here at the end of the segment. Anyway, gang. Oh, there's a stagecoach. But gang, there is a lot of stuff to see at the museum. Oh, look, street signs. And even, hey, boats. But yeah, gang, it is well worth the price of admission. And hey, look, stoveplates. Actually would really like to have one of these. But anyway, gang, I don't even know what they would bring. They have probably a bouncing signal in the AT Pro. And this one I do not believe should be there. That looks more like a gravestone. But there's all kinds of stuff that can be seen here at the museum. And even some creepy stuff. That bird looks like it's attacking that guy. And even Mercer's dog, Rollo, actually left his mark there at the museum. And also at the Mercer Museum, we have Mercer's wonderful collection of early Native American artifacts. Actually, artifacts that went pretty much through all the periods, including the contact period. Ah! Oh, that's a mess. But, yeah, gang, it is very, very well interpreted. Now, as we finish up looking at these last remaining artifacts, we have discovered that Mr. Mercer had quite of a bizarre sense of humor, as we shall see in the coming bits. After all, that there is a vampire killing kit, and well, that's just a milling thing, sort of thing. See, down in that thing. But anyway, gang, even in his house, he had a bit of the macabre. But yet in the museum, we have skulls, gravestones, and you know what? Here, take a look at this. This was done live. Alright, gang, here we are in the Crime and Punishment Room here at the Mercer Museum, located in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. And we got some tools of crime. And we have some apprehension. We got some handcuffs going on. A billy club. Hangman's noose. Leg shackles. But also, too, what most people kind of overlook is this thing that you actually walk under as you come inside this room. This here is a gallows. That's right, a gallows. All right, the noose would hang up there, slung over the top, and there is the trap door. Now this here was a fancy gallows because this actually had a mechanism for the hangman to operate the trap door. So basically when it was time, why he would operate this lever from above, down swings the door, down swings the prisoner, and he would have, hopefully, his neck broken. If not, strangulation, I imagine, isn't too much fun. But anyway, gang, but also too, in the next room here, we also have the old hearse. So it's kind of like one-stop shopping right here.
Stay tuned.
The music. Stop the music. This is humiliating. Everybody wants to get into the act.
Like and subscribe.
Good night. It's time to say good night. Good night. What more is there to say but good night? Folks, I'll be back next week. And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Where